Thank you, Soy, thank you, Saul, for having us tonight. I guess we'll just get things started. Soy, do you know any opinions on these teams? You ever seen them play before? Yeah, I know I've never seen either of these teams participate in a comp match before, but I have seen both teams in pubs matches, so which I know I'm not going to base their performance on that, on how they're going to do in the comp scene, so this is going to be fresh for me too. Going to see how they go and see what tanks they pull out. It's going to be interesting. I guess I'll just say it right off the bat. Selva definitely coming out with more unique tanks. Yes, so?
I was going to say, you've been here a few times, just for Soyboy, who I believe is the third time he's joined us. When you see the flashing, the first flash is a double flash to show the countdown's been started. Second is the 120, third is the 60-second mark, and the last one is the 30-second mark.
There might be an issue. Tanker, did you check mark the audio by chance?
I did.
Oh, I said they did not.
Oh, you idiot.
So that's probably not recorded.
Right. Well, anyone that missed Soy's monologue in the beginning, essentially, welcome to the match. This is Selva versus AF, Week 5, and we are looking forward to get things going. Unfortunately, my co-commentator is,
idiot.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed tonight, I guess. But yeah, I was just talking to myself then for a while. Selva coming out with an IS-4 and an E3, not two tanks that you see too commonly. I mean, we saw it yesterday with DP, the E3 that is, but
5, 6, 7,
the
8.
IS-4 definitely unique.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is correct, isn't it? I'm seeing even numbers on both.
I see even numbers.
Yep. So we'll be
and then AF
one
coming
person
out with definitely the more, I'd say, standardized setup. A lot of those tanks you see used in comp. The 277-705A and the 430U are all new. If I had to guess, STRV is going into the climb at B1. That's like the simplest thing they could do for him, and then I see what the rest of the
One
team
name
does.
that I do find familiar on Selva is JP Negricoder. Isn't he the one that sets up all this, the WAT info and WAT clans or something?
He does WAT clans. He runs that website, WATclans.com, BR. So, which
that is
do we
pretty
know
handy
whose map
too.
pick this is?
It's the home
I believe
team,
this is
so
always
AF.
first.
Yeah, this is their pick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You can tell they picked the spawn that's most useful for the SDRV, and then also picked the SDRV. They're probably going to put it in the climb at B1 that would walk the tab circle. Right? Maybe?
So immediately on Selva side, that's going to go up on 6. Take that back. I believe we're going to take that guy to A5. If they assume and know that they're going to go to F3 and to the cap circle, they could farm them if they're F3.
Now, rather unfortunate for AF is that they have given up complete cap circle control to Selva, and the cap circle is probably the most important position on this map. It is the easiest map, the easiest part to hold on this map. Someone gets shots without the enemy team being AF in this occasion being able to get shots back. There's very little positions that AF can actually get shots in on the cap circle unless that SCRV was to rotate over to the B1 climb, but it looks like right now
It's a definite match.
the SCRV is trying to...
Oh, I see it. They're going. Selva's going for it.
Yeah, they're pushing.
Yes. And another thing that I noticed is they're bringing up the batch that's both to the lighthouse. Pretty not a good position in total if you want to use it to help your team, as gun depression is limited and you are separated from the rest of the team. We do see Crappy starting to reload. The Drifter is still loaded. JP Negri is about 1 shot at the moment, and they are pushing down at the 2 line.
Yeah, it looks like AF's going to be rotating their 2 tanks that were up top, down below.
See, personally, I wouldn't have sent the entire force to chase them 7%, maybe 2 or 3 still with him, and then risk them into the hill because now they've got a fight to take a position. Whereas they could have originally set up to hold it.
Yeah,
Let's
AF
see
really
how it
has to
plays
get
out.
Bar and Sogo out of that position and then get back to the hill where they were so they can stop getting farmed.
So the 277 facing out an E3 and an IS7 at the moment. I just see a clear overmatch on this, especially since the E3 can hit for 700, 850 is the alpha actually.
Batrats are going to be rolling into position now. They got to start penning these shots in this 277 for this game to come back into their control.
The Crappy's coming in. The Crappy's coming in to give off support to the 277, so he might be able to knock out the E3.
Yeah, McCrap, you know, I don't know if that's the right place.
Oh no, he's sitting right in front of them.
Getting that close.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's sitting right in front of
We
him.
also see Drifter right behind supporting McCrappy and Sexy Panda.
Yeah, they need to kill the Batrats dry. They need to kill Sexy Panda right now. That's exactly what they're going to do.
See, AF's got fewer tanks, but
So far
Silva's got more one-shots, if you're looking at it.
Hit points
They do.
pretty close too.
They
One of them was
they
gonna
also-
go down here. Korean
Colonel
Mouse,
Mouse
Colonel
and one
Mouse, sorry.
As we see a push
AF's
from Selva.
AF's got to start taking out these one shots of these lower shot tanks. Selva keeps rotating their higher hit pool tanks to push around corners first, so that being the IS4 for that push that they just came around, and then it'll probably be the IS7 for the super concrete.
AF only has a concrete and a back shot left. So it seems as game one is going to be taken by Selva.
Yeah, just look at the amount of one shots. So I think that's where AF really, unfortunately, got slowed down this game. Is they weren't able to confirm the kills that they needed to be successful. They're in the middle.
Drifter will take out a super concrete if he gets a shot in. If he keeps bouncing the upper plate.
Super Conqueror low rolling on the IS7. Up to flipped out by a bad shot.
Super Conqueror is going to stay alive. He's got all down behind the rock. Drifter cannot get a shot. He's got two shots. He's clipped left. He chooses to reload.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be the end for Drifter. Cake's going to try to.
Selva's
chase
going
him
to try
down.
and get this last tank out. Not leaving one of the cars and just choosing to kill the guy.
Which is better for points inside their league. I don't know where these leagues stand inside their league. But get more points for kill all. Although this batch it is almost reloaded, it could kill. I did not think it. I'm just gonna call him Jaro.
Not low at all. Forward play, reloaded in time. But he did not kill the super
I was going to say,
tank.
he could have killed.
I mean,
if he could have killed maybe 4 tanks, so 3 tanks definite, maybe 4 if he got the reload off. I saw so many one shots there.
I mean,
That would have been so much luck as well.
Super Conqueror coming out with 2,900 damage, and the IS7 coming out with 27. As long as the IS4 coming out with 25, you know, those Russian heavies really being the anchor for the team. Colonel Mouse also doing 26. That's 2 clips in the batch. That's worth it. Over on AF side, we got Super Conqueror doing 28 and Batchat doing 22, and no one else able to break. Oh, I'm sorry, and Killing for Fun in the 430U rating 2K, but everyone else just slowly lagging behind. And unfortunately, a 0 damage game out of Barn Sogo.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
None of
5
the shots were
five,
able to pen
4
there.
hits, but 0 pens. Either he was getting really unlucky with the heat being absorbed, because that would make sense for the hits. I mean, to be honest, it's not a bad idea to run HE in the 705A, because of the caliber, it does so much damage, like 400 splash damage.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to say that the mistake that AF made there is they did not pressure the cap circle, and I believe they kept the SGRV 103B. The SGRV was just out of the fight.
Yeah, then we over there. Normally we see it on the other side, don't we? On the 1 line.
Yeah. SGRV only doing 1,055. They could have sent him up to the B1 climb, and he would have been able to farm the majority of Selva's team, just because of the way that the guns that Selva had. Selva did not have any guns that were able to 100% overmatch it all the time, so
Just unfortunate.
you could have been able to sit up there and just farm them.
Really.
Selva definitely went for the one line, take all, go to the cap circle, while AF spread their whole team out, trying to react, but they did not notice or react well to Selva's cluster that they had in the club. Therefore, lagging on what they could have done and losing the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're going to see a little bit of a change out of AF, and I think they are going to try to pressure the ball, just because they saw all of Selva pressure the ball there, and we're going to see a head-on fight in between these two teams. So, going to see what these tank lineup gets going.
Especially with the two bat shots going to the cliff, it delayed the shot that they had on the bat shot that was in the field. So things could have been done quicker from AF. Could have been different. Also, they left a lot of one shots. We'll see what happens next game.
We're gonna see how they what both teams decide to do this. This is AF's map, so they lost round 1 on their map. Hopefully they can win round 2, because losing 2-0 on the map that you pick going into the second round of the second map with Selva's pick is always rough for a team to come back from that, because the team doesn't know what map Selva's going to pick.
The timer starts. We see Selva immediately picking E4.
It's a good pick. This map.
I believe they're still going to go through the 1-line push, 2-line push to the bowl.
Yeah, with a pick like the E4, there's little you can do with that thing except for hold the 1-2 line.
See, most teams run an E4 on this map regularly. Like, I know when we run one, it's normally me in it, isn't it? It's a good tank, but you just got to be careful when you've got those rocks and everything in the way. You got to be careful poking, because they can shoot you before you can shoot them, especially coming around the corner as well.
They also pick a 705A and an IS4.
Yeah, that's definitely Banana Road. There is no way they're going to climb around the outside. It would take too long. So they're going straight down. Well, I don't know why I said Banana Road, sorry, that's Himmelstoff. Straight down the valley. So we're now at the 2-minute mark. Both teams are...
E4 as well.
Both teams may not be experienced in terms of gameplay, but they are experienced in terms of organised play, so... yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they need to do to get out. We've seen teams in different leagues, in the higher leagues, start games without tank picks, haven't we?
Yeah.
For example, the one last night. So these are some very good teams, and some very nice guys as well, personally. Always very nice to talk to.
You can tell, or it appears based on the setup, AF has just chosen that they are going to try to pressure the ball based on the mobility they have. And it's same thing out of Selva. I think Selva's also going to try to pressure the ball, but Selva is a little slower speed-wise, I think. This one, but I believe we are going to see a ball fight with both E4s providing cover support, and probably the 705A sitting back. But I believe we'll see the 277, the 5A, and the IS7 going in, along with the 430U. And they'll probably send the bat jets on hill again, even though it's probably the best play, but they're going to get it done.
And again with Selva, they'll probably split off their 2 bat shots from last game. JP Negri probably being the one going up there. Or maybe the other bat shot. But I expect a brawl in the middle. Some early shots going on. Definitely Selva. If we Selva having a slower tanks, they will not reach that position first. Match 2 underway. AF versus Selva. Let's go.
That lineup is usual against Jackson. Normally it's 1 or 2 answers.
So the bad chat's back in the opposite.
Yeah.
Bad chat's made it first. A lot of them getting there too.
You see, and send Selva would not send anything up around, and all Selva's forces got stuck at that corner. This leaves great positioning by AF. They have control of the top and of the bottom right next to their push in. They have E4 overwatching them.
Silver
The only way
gonna
that-
send their bad chance up.
Yeah. Stealth's bad chance to kill before you end the bad chat. This is really gonna be up to Stealth's bad chance to take this game, I believe.
This is not a great position for Stealth to be in at this moment. Yeah, it has full map control. As soon as these bad chats cross field, I predict Drifter is gonna take a shot. If he decides to cross. And also, AF is applying cap pressure. This is gonna force Selva's bad chats to go in eventually. Only 5 seconds left.
Yeah, this is gonna put Stealth in a little bit of interest. Almost have to make a move. They do have an
5
overmatch
seconds.
now.
I expect both sides to push on Selva's team. IS7 are pushing right now at the moment, and the bad shots are going to start rushing in. They do have 5 seconds. They're delaying. I think they are going to cap out. Yep, it's a cap out.
That's a cap. Well, unfortunately, that's
took
not
too
full
long.
points for AF, but
Best job I ever had.
that's the win
Please
for
take
AF.
the victory. Selva lagging too much on the mediums. Maybe they decided to wait on that. That way they get less points, but
Yeah,
personally
no
we would
massive
have to
damage
ask.
coming out of this one,
Quick match.
but there's a cap, so
Team is tied.
you do 1-1. Going into AF's map pick, gonna see what they throw up.
It is Selva's
AF, you
map
mean
pick this
Silver,
time.
yeah, AF were home team.
Let me start Selva's map pick, my bad.
This is what happens when you're too busy watching TV. Alright, so I'm just going to confirm their map, because I did actually say earlier what it was. So they asked for Cliff. Nope, we just played Cliff, sorry. Steps, spawn. Just going to confirm.
Selva that match definitely played very passive. As soon as they saw the bad shot and the 5A in there, they decided, no way, we're not going in there. Giving a KF map control, therefore having them cap. Then they lagged. What do you think would have been done, Tank, after that? Do you think they should have pushed? Do you think they should have taken it no matter what?
With their medium tanks and attempt to get resets, but they play way too aggressive or way too passive. My bad.
So we see Steps as the map pick for Selva.
This will be fun. Should be a good map for both teams.
I wouldn't be surprised if one team brought Artie either for this match. Steps being a big map. AF might also bring an STRV 103B as they did with the Cliff. They have a lot more space to work with for a TD like that. They could use it. We will find out pretty soon here once teams select their tanks.
Just waiting for both teams to confirm ready.
I guess while we're sitting here, gonna wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Coming up tomorrow, have some fun, go eat some food, and don't get hurt.
Yeah, be safe out there. Don't drink too much.
Yeah,
How's the
don't drink
fine
too
map?
much maple syrup. Eh?
And if you do drink too much, you better have a DD.
So AF has requested, even though they had the picks now, then they've requested that we let the timer run completely. So even though they had 8 in the lobby at the time, I believe, and all 8 picked, and I waited 30 seconds, they do wish the timer to be run down. So if you're wondering why we're sitting around with tanks picked already, it's just because of the request.
Okay.
Which is fair enough. I mean,
Yeah. It is fair enough. The timer just gives them more leeway. I don't know what they would want it for, but I believe if they want to change their tanks, they might have some extra time to do that.
yeah, exactly.
Selva picking an IS-4 again. Have they picked an IS-4 for every single match? I have not.
Yeah, they
I think I only saw them.
They threw it up last round too.
The score at the moment is 1-0 to both teams, correct?
Yep, score is 1-1. One AF taking the second match and Selva taking the first.
So one of the teams
second match was capped by AF though.
So with this being Selva's pick, I'm hoping they can. Well, not hoping, but I'm guessing they'd hope to win both matches just so they wouldn't have to take it to Ghost Town. Because if it goes the same way with a 1-1,
yep,
it'll take us to Ghost Town, which is kind of cool because Ghost Town's always a fun map to watch. But both teams, I suppose, just want to get the games out of the way. Oh shit! Sorry, ignore that. That's not a warning. That's just a knock.
Selva could be holding off an artillery choice or some special tank choice for Cake, as he is the only one left to choose for their team.
Yeah, it could be an artillery or a fast light tank such as a T-100.
Who was running the 103B from the previous matches? Do we have?
I cannot remember.
Do we know off the top of our head? Okay.
AF threw a 13-105 up though, and 250Bs on the steps, which I believe is interesting. And there we go, Selva 200 LT. So both teams running a light tank, and then both teams running 2 French autoloaders, except AF pick choosing the 50Bs over the bat chance.
50Bs.
I definitely.
You do have what is it? 1600 clip potential.
1600 clip potential. APCR pretty good, but you know, the aim time on the 50B I just don't think is good on a real big open map like this.
They must be expecting to play extremely aggressive and go straight up the 1 line. That's what I would do. Try and get their clip off and shoot them in the back as they try to cross.
Yeah, because they're gonna if they do go and pressure the 9-0 line with the 50Bs, there's so many different opportunities to get those 50Bs shot right in the turret as they're crossing, and the 50Bs aren't exactly the greatest at snapshotting, so
They
they're
could
finding it
also
rough playing the peeking game.
use them to push and ram tanks. Push their teammates and then ram tanks. See how much they take off their points in this match to see if it happens.
Gonna see what AF's plan is for those guys. What they have to need to do, basically, this side of it, get everyone over the tracks, all their effort tanks, so 5 and 8, most of the time, get over the tracks. 51 with fighters is unique. I mean, I understand why they do it. If they want to auto load the right stuff, to counter the normal, but this is by what?
So even one nice stuff supports bad choice in case he doesn't push.
Yeah, it's weird both expecting a 1-2 to the other. But I guess I understand what they have to do. They were just keeping the 50Bs over push. But since the push didn't happen, what do you 50Bs do now? That's a better question. Light Tech is spotted in the middle.
Did he spot anybody else?
Yes, he spotted Castador BR.
He did?
BR was lit.
He did not see him.
So just put down there, look there. And no shots have been taken, you know, punished.
We do have a light tank against 0.
Yeah, I think he went for the climb and he missed. And so
He
he's
spotted
trying to get
Baron
out of there.
The
Baron's
BBs
gotta be
look like
wondering
they're
if he's
gonna.
out of spot.
The BBs are gonna reach
In that
one.
position.
Or hide behind the track. 15 for AF.
Yeah, I think AF needs to try to get this 50Bs into the game. If they can flip the two off, would be a lot. As soon as AF starts counting the spotting tanks over here, and Cake has made it into the final, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I don't like this choice to keep the IS-7 back at K2 support. Also, like, we have a bad cat there. You can have spotted anybody that has he's pushing it already. You're just leaving a tank out behind. You could be supporting and helping with that E9 where your other tanks are at.
Yeah, the MVP this game is probably going to be taking this position if he starts doing some damage. This puts AF a massive crossfire, especially the Super Conqueror, which I believe you're going to start seeing taking shots. The only ball. There you go, one shot from the 200 LT. Yep. That's going to drop 200 full on this man without being spotted at all.
So Colonel Miles is being spotted. 50Bs are pushing I-7. Interesting to see, but 50B is gonna kill the bad shot. They do not have that I-7 there, and it's surprising. As the I-7 RBRTs, we do have like,
out of the heavy tanks, there's not a lot of people take advantage of it. JP definitely about this 50B here. Unfortunately, running a little wide. Should have dabbed and breaking a little bit there, but they have something to get there. 3105 too, and their 50B is interesting. Definitely going in after the bad chat. 3105 versus bad chat here. Ooh. I think the 3105 RBRT onto the bad chat and he hits the IS-7. What are they going to focus on? The autoloader or the IS-7? Definitely the IS-7 here.
the IS-7 will be out soon. 50B has one shot left. He's gonna take him out.
JP needs to.
JP now he's trying to run away now. This is the situation that I was saying. They're not gonna have too much mobility. The IS-7 is gonna get clipped out as soon as his badge died. That's why they should have had Colonel Mouse run away and keep the IS-7 put together.
The only person really taking damage of Cake has been farming a lot. I believe the next farm for Cake is going to be crappy because the IS-7 actually tries to shoot the full health there in SELVA, which I believe is the mistake. You should be firing at the full health tanks. We'll see if he readjusts. He did. He readjusts to Flashy Leopard, I believe. Flashy Leopard would be
now that the conflict that ended at G3, 50Bs will come back behind them, especially with their speed. They're going to get there pretty soon. T100 light.
Yeah, they better hurry up. Yeah.
Yes, set the map.
That's so right. You don't know. Yeah, this guy's been farming these guys for a while. But this 200 LT is still full health, like 2 tanks on the team. And SELVA really needs to start going. He's got when 50B gets here. 50B's kill 1. Yeah, so got to stand a chance. But now the thing is, though, 50B's can't get Cake.
Yeah, and he's not spotted. But he also has coverage on the cap.
Yeah, exactly. So this could be a full draw.
This is going to be really funny because I believe
around 3,500 damage. Yeah, I don't believe that his team is able to help him. Cake's going to drive right up into that corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get the 105
Boost that up.
But they shouldn't get on cap because this is going to be a hard position for them to get Cake.
They can. Most 50Bs can push that 5105 over there. I think 3105 is going to try to keep flying so low, but I do not think 5105 is fast enough. Not by a long shot.
You think they will know if the 50Bs can push them up? Also, if the 105 got up there, you would definitely lose against the 200. Because the 105 has 3 clips, Cake has full health, and he doesn't have any auto
that
loading
5105 could go up there, put a shot and pull back off the bridge, shooting essentially bringing him into the gun line with 50 B. Trying to set up. Ooh, losing one shot. HE. I don't know why they're firing
AF.
T100.
AF should definitely try to get after that.
Because they could track it
Yeah, but
and
3 minutes
set up
ticking
the fire as
down.
well. I suppose it isn't actually a bad idea.
This-
Because you can look at lucky bounce of the turret otherwise.
Are they finally going to put someone on the cap circle? It looks like
Good job.
they
Two
are
shots
not.
now.
I mean, AF wins this game. Either way, but they, I guess that's their whole mentality right now. But
They're risking. They're risking losing the
Oh.
games. They just lost one right now. 200 is
shot
one
now
shot
by
now.
the
So.
East. Fortunately, Kick was in the right position there, but he just that IS-7 getting caught out way in the back of the map. Probably
Kick is gonna be more
passive.
passive. He does get spotted. Oh, he gets hit.
Well, good farm for Kick. I'd say MVP for this match, based on what I saw what he was doing. See how much damage he actually did, and yeah, 4,700.
Almost 5k.
Yep, he was doing rather well. Unfortunately, the Batchats on his team, not so much. Both Batchats only penning one shot, and that one shot being a low roll. That's unfortunate. And Drifter on AF doing 4,800, more than Cake, as well as Killing for Fun doing 3754. Big damage numbers out there, and I guess we cannot forget about MB Casador doing 3185. Yep, I think what killed Selva there is they had that IS-7 way out of position. If they would have had that IS-7 with the other heavy tanks and just let the Batchats keep bringing those 50Bs closer and closer and have the Batchats just there as early warning detection systems, essentially, to just spot out and spot the cross on the field, would have been much more beneficial, because with that T-100 being in such a powerful position, that T-100 would have won that fight eventually if the heavy tanks were able to hold out. But AF saw the positions that they were in, push over onto Selva, and it won them the game in the end.
Yes, they could have used IS-7 for a push, along with one Batchat and one T100 Light, with the clear over match, having their 50B and the T105 on AF's team. They are fast, but they're surely separated from the team.
So as it stands right now, it's 2-1 up to AF. So they need to win this one.
Yep.
If they win this one, they take home the evening. If they don't win this one, it goes to Ghost Town. Well, actually, no. If it goes to a draw... even if it goes to a draw, it still goes to AF.
If this match draws, it'll be AF's victory. If AF wins, it'll be AF's overall victory. But if Selva wins this one, it'll be taken into Ghost Town for a 2-2 overtime match. So I want to see Selva win it because I want to see the Ghost Town match. I haven't seen a Ghost Town match in a while. But you can see what happens. Hopefully Selva can do this.
So as our regular scout / medium player, mostly in Batchat, sorry, what would you have done differently in that game?
For which
Out
team?
of whose side scouts? Yeah, for out of whose
Either.
sides?
Either. Take your pick.
I mean, so what was it? AF did not pick.
I was
They
asking
chose
Soy,
to pick
by the way.
50Bs over Batchats.
I was
Oh,
asking
well,
Soy
I
because
didn't-
you're the 430
I
flyer.
wasn't listening to the first part.
You
My
never
bad.
did.
All right, sorry. I do play that.
So,
I play the Batchat if I want. I just prefer the 430.
AF didn't have a Batchat. They had the 105 and the 50Bs. The 13105, they could have. They used him perfectly with the 50Bs in conjunction. He came and supported the push on one line. So there's no fault in that. Maybe spotting in the beginning would have been done differently. stayed in that one bush instead of crossing over into the open. That's what got him spotted down at the road, the little divot in the middle of the F5. As for Selva's side, the Bat Chats, they could have been in better positions to spot in the beginning. Also, with the I-7 being at K3, they stayed with him to support, but he did die early on. They could have been in a better position to fall back, but...
See, personally, with the
It could have been
T-50s, I would have sent them straight up behind them, because even if they get shot at, they're still going to knock out a tank or at least cripple something, so that's what I would have done, personally.
Yeah. If this was me, I think the 50Bs would have been a mistake anyways. You could have ran 2 bats and you'd have got away with it better. You could have scouted with the 2 bats too, so you had 3 scout tanks instead of just your 13105. You would have had the extra clip potential too. Instead of the 50Bs, because the 50Bs are more oriented towards a city map, such as Himmelsdorf or Ensk, being able to move into position fast and get a clip off. On big open maps like this, I mean, you have to keep the 50Bs hidden, which they got away with, but they only got away with it because Selva left that IS-7 there.
See, they could have even gotten away with a...
Bat Chats.
They could have even got away with a 140, personally, just because of the DPM. Just, you know, whittle them down and keep them distracted.
I mean, the DPM and the camouflage factor of those 50Bs are just such a big target to hit, and the only thing that can bounce on that tank is the hull, as we saw, I think, a couple games earlier, or it was last game, where the IS-7 just shot at the 50B's hull and it bounced.
That's the thing, that the 50B is designed to literally get its clip out and run. It's the same as the Bat Chat, but the 50B, with the Bat Chat, you have to get in close and circle. With the 50B, you have to more kind of sit still, take a hit, and dump your full clip so that you can get out in time. So it's more designed to ruin a tank rather than save your own. But yeah, I would have sent them straight at the enemy, to be honest. You know, gave it maybe 10 seconds so they're out of range, and then got in close enough to get scouted and shot at. There's no way those Russians could snapshot.
Yeah, so it does pick 150B this match.
Yeah.
In the Sheridan.
I think Selva's play out of the 200 LT was perfect for that tank. What they did with it, getting it into that climb, you saw how effective they could be. But they really, either team sent tanks into position to spot them if it's crossing. Like for instance, the bush at F5 or the counter spot position at D3 that can spot the F5 bush. Looks like instead of keeping an IS-7 back there, people force to do back instead. And they are just sending a 13105 to scout up the middle for some reason.
He outspots the Sheridan in that shot. But now, since he got close, he's spotted. You think the Sheridan's gonna spot the team? If it's
Sheridan has the view range, but he has to peek correctly, and the Patton's gonna have a shot on the Sheridan. If the Sheridan does get spotted.
He does not spot the team.
Badjack getting spotted there. Yeah, I just think this position for the 105 is just too aggressive out of AF. He could have gone half the distance up to this rock right here at F5 and spotted all these guys instead of unspotted himself. Now, that's an easy blind fire, of course, but it is doable. AF keeping a 430 back again in a position that's harder to run away from than it needs to be. They could keep the 430 at
I was gonna say
J4
first.
to the same goal.
Yeah.
They'd also keep him play safe from J8 or even safer than that.
See, 430 is definitely surprise in terms of compare, because we've been winning one quite a few times and we never would have bought it. I mean, gun hunting isn't that great, reload sucks, the speed isn't perfect, but somehow it just works.
Man, because it has better camera with bad shots. Cannot pen it properly unless they hit its forward plate.
It is pretty much a compact 130 and a bat checker. Like, if you can maneuver your hull to always face the bat chat's gun, it is very good against dealing with bat chats. It's essentially a compact 130 with the best hit points.
Seen a move out of Selva, starting to take that map positions. However, AF's finally started to get tanks into what you would consider classic hold, setting the pattern all the way to the back. Probably preferring Porter to use there, and I don't believe he can show the map there, did they?
Silva also not taking advantage of the hill that's in front of them. They're leaving one side separated off each other. Definitely, North Spawn has an advantage down at D7, D8, that hill. You can overlook the cat and overlook the lines on where Coiled and all them are at. They're at A7. They're choosing to keep that space separated and taking advantage of the map spawn advantage.
Yeah, Coil really needs to be pushing here. No one's gonna have shots on him if he advances. They could definitely send up a bunch of tanks, get a lot closer than they are. Like Coil and Panda there, the Super Conqueror, getting really close to Selva.
You notice that Selva's pushed so far that they put Drifter in a trap position. Like, you can get good shots, but you get spotted, you're stuck there.
Yeah, Selva's starting to get more and more matches, but they're getting into a position where the Patton's going to become effective. Or the Patton doesn't have the best camera rating. Or, I mean, the Patton has good armor, but I think the 430 would have been a better tank to put in this position, and they could have set the Patton behind the ridge over here at
See, I would agree. See, I would agree that Patton's got enough turret armor, but it's also a good armor under pressure. Out of all the mediums, it's probably the best one. It's the 140 build, I suppose, is what the tank can.
Just saying in the position the Patton, then you could side sweep 430, or even have the 430 peek down with the camera rating of the dash at. And he'd be much more effective at A, outspotting the 50G, Sheridan, and Bashat based off the camera rating alone. And the Take's making a move. This is rather aggressive. You get pegged twice by the 430 and the 1305 and they're on top of things. But I believe he's going to make it safe, just barely.
He's going to try and counter.
Oh no,
he's
a shot. And again, 2 shots, yep. And I don't understand, I mean, this play though, Sheridan versus Patton. Patton's always going to win, so they said
Patton
the
is
counter,
running,
but
buying those in camo as well.
seriously?
He is.
I think my Kindred's quiet on that one, but
I don't
they
see
had
it.
him, they obviously
I
have
don't know
him.
why they're running that, to be honest. I mean, it's got force with the rear range. You don't even need optics on that one.
They also
Yeah,
have
the
the
camera
best
rating isn't that good.
Selva also has the best camos in camo.
I mean, the best, in my
Is that
opinion,
JP, I would assume?
in my opinion, the best setup of the Patton is always going to be the best like front and base.
Yeah, that is the Patton situation that it makes. That's the ideal Patton setup that makes it the best. If both teams draw here, AF wins. So just, I think AF's playing to that, and they're just waiting for Selva to make a move. And unfortunately, it's a boring game to watch. You know, I called it the turtle is what this is, based on the map control that Selva has. But unless Selva makes a move, such as one of their heavy, so they would need to push the heavy tanks out of AF, because AF is definitely an overmatch over here on the heavies. The heavies just aren't taking advantage of that. Essentially, they're letting Baron Silva hold off.
AF definitely inching forward on the other side. They just moved a little grid line above, moving away from the hill and getting behind the rock.
Instantly, as soon as I say that, Selva is finally moving out of their position.
It should have been done earlier, in my opinion.
Yeah, you have 3 minutes 57 seconds to make a move. Your medium tanks are getting pushed semi-hard from the other flank. They have some resistance.
And Rod, yep. Not a smart move there.
Why did the I-7 game? Nope. Makes it around. These are the positions that Selva should have been in from the start, essentially. The only tank that really should have been back on that ridge is that Super Conqueror. I-7 finally being able to put the shot.
One of Selva's headshots are definitely had that.
Yeah, I don't know why he's up there.
Drifter's about to reload. He's out.
Now it's Selva's turn to either kill another tank to tie the game up, or kill all the tanks, or else this win is going to go to AF. This Patton holding a massive crossfire on both of Selva's tanks. 50B, like we said earlier, it's very hard to hide a 50B, and then for a 50B to peek to get shots on the hold on vehicles. And the 50B, it's fast, but it still does struggle to get over open distances without being spotted because of the rather lacking camo rating. And then another thing I don't think we mentioned yet, but AF does have a massive hit point advantage over Selva. Worth it to you just sitting here unspotted? I don't think he's been spotted for a while either. Getting down to the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds of the game. If plays are going to be made, they're going to be either made now or else they're going to run out of time to make the plays.
Super Conqueror is getting farmed by the Sheridan. I think Sheridan just shot HE at him. Unless he got shot from behind. Sheridan's spotted now.
They're going to rotate the Super Conqueror into a more hull down location against the 50B, Batchet, and Sheridan.
AF, I believe, not trying to lose the tank now. Especially that they have 1 minute and 28 seconds left.
Yeah, I think Selva ran out of time for any big pushes to happen. Or they're going to YOLO push right at the end with their heavy tanks leading with the 2 full health IS-7s. Is the only way they might be able to pick a tank up. They could push on Baron Silver. It looks like they're going to start to do that now. Pushing the IS-7 across. I don't know if they're letting Layla York be the sacrificial lamb here. But that is a very hard position to push into. A 5A, an IS-7, and a Super Conqueror. Unfortunately, none of them can hit. Someone needs to make a play here. They need to push all 3 of these heavy tanks and kill Baron Sogo. And then rotate down and kill Coiled Frame. And if they don't do that fast, they are going to.
Batchet's down for Selva. 2 Batchets
now
down.
They need to get in there. Baron Sogo needs to die. They're taking too much time.
28 seconds
28
left.
seconds left. Yep.
It's close. IS-4 could die here. They peek on him and take advantage of his hit point loss.
Selva down 3 tanks now.
It looks like Selva loses.
I believe Selva is going to win this. Or, I'm sorry. AF is going to win this. Selva is going to win this. I've been up for a while.
There it is.
And there it is.
GG,
Victory to AF.
GGF.
That's
Yep.
a...
Sexy Panda doing 4,100.
It's not losing a single tank that game, and the match going full timer, the timer on the match, which is 7 minutes, I believe.
10, I think.
10, yeah. The match going full 10 minutes. And steps.
And yeah, Selva's Batjets unfortunately are not able to make a lot of work. Both dropping 0 damage, unfortunately.
50B on Selva, definitely not helping out. Getting penned when he was peeking on steps.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think both teams did try to play, and I just think that tonight AF got the better of Selva. And maybe if we'd see these teams under different circumstances, different maps, you know, we might see a victory out of Selva over AF, because Selva won very comfortably that first match. Right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, Selva won very comfortably that first match.
Yeah, they did. Where they pushed together on that one line, taking
Yep. And I think I don't know if they got overconfident that they were going to beat AF and just they lost their cool or what happened there, but AF came back, won 3 in a row for the victory. I don't know if we're going to get any commentary tonight by the team captains, depending on what Salt says, if both teams are going to send someone. Or...
See if they would get an interview and ask some questions. Get their thoughts on the games.
Just about to ask them now. Problem is both of them, I believe, are... Is it both of them? No, one of them is Brazilian, isn't it? Is Selva Brazilian?
Yeah, Selva, I believe, is either Brazilian or
Puerto Rican?
Spanish. So that would be Soy. Luckily speaks Spanish. Don't you, Soy?
I do. But I think that's not Spanish. That's Portuguese.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Portuguese,
Brazil.
yeah, if they're
Brazil is Portuguese, you
Come on,
racist.
man.
yeah, but I don't know if they're Brazilian or if they're Spanish, so that's why I was saying that.
Did you have BR on several of their names? I assume it's Brazilian. If they do have
Probably. Probably.
that. So does that mean JP Negri is just a random, or is he also?
What do you mean is he a random?
Brazilian.
He's Brazilian
Obviously,
too?
everybody's random.
Mm.
So, no, both teams wish to call it there. Which is fair
Alright.
enough, it's quite late
Well.
even for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like to round it off, guys.
They have taken that set for the night, winning 2 matches. Is it 3 matches? Selva winning 1, which is the beginning on Cliff. Pretty one-sided on that match, but AF, congratulations on the win tonight. You guys played well, took advantage of situations against Selva. Good luck on the rest of the tournament. That's all I got to say.
Yep, congratulations to both teams coming out tonight and playing. We look forward to streaming you guys again on a different night if we have time to. Just let us know, but GG's, thank you guys for coming.
So guys, thank you, and see you in the next one.